Hey ladies and gentlemen, what is going on? Welcome back to the Work Play TV channel. The reason why we're here, right there, 2019 Toyota 4RUNNER Limited. This is the highest trim 4RUNNER that you can buy. They've made some upgrades to the 2020 on the interior aspects of things. Finally have a bigger screen. Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, so they have upgraded some things. This is a 2019. I've had it for about 7 months now, and we've got about 10,000 miles on it. So we've got one oil change through it. We've tested it in all different circumstances. We've had it in snow, we've had it in rain, we've had our dogs in it, we've had my wife and my mother in the front seat, my father and I in the back seat on a bit of a road trip, and it was extremely comfortable. So by now I know things that I like and things that I dislike. But before we get into that, I'm going to tell you the story on how this all sort of happened. My wife used to have, her daily driver was a 2010 Honda Civic two-door coupe. She had a little incident with it, and the front of the car sustained some damage and was unable to drive. So one day she needed to go to work and her car obviously was not operational. So she took the Tundra, and the Tundra had been having a few issues with speed sensors, ABS sensors. Never affected anything as far as four-wheel drive goes and driving capabilities. Just obviously would not disengage the gas if you started to spin. It would just continue to spin. Whatever. It's okay. Well, on this particular day she took the Tundra, the roads were absolutely terrible, and the four-wheel drive decided to stop working. So here she is in a two-wheel drive truck with no four-wheel drive. I mean, here she is in a two-wheel drive truck, I guess, basically, yeah, with no weight in the back. So she's spinning and sliding all over the place. She's in bumper-to-bumper traffic. She's not in a good situation. She called me up. She was freaking out, scared. Don't blame her. Went in and picked her up. She drove the 250 home. Everything was great. So I decided right then, this was pretty much like the beginning of December, maybe end of November of last year. I decided, okay, that's it. We need an SUV. We're gonna get an SUV. Didn't tell her about it. I want something for my family to be in that I know they're safe. Everything's great. So I decided I was gonna buy a 4RUNNER. I've always wanted a 4RUNNER, and they have a crazy high resale value. So in case you don't like it for whatever reason, you can sell it, pretty much get your money back. They also are very dependable, and that is reliability as well. So that's huge. That's huge. So that's what I did. So I bought this 2019 Toyota 4RUNNER Limited. So let's take a little walk around. Okay, so here it is, and it is the metallic gray color, I guess you call it. I don't know exactly what the color is called, but that's what I'm gonna call it because I'm pretty sure that's what it is. We do have the summer rims back on now. The last video I made of the reveal was with the winter wheels. So these are Yokohama tires. They're a pretty good tire. They drive really smooth. They're really quiet, so that's all good. So like I said, it is the Limited. So it's got some chrome accents on it along the door, top of the door here. The Limited's chrome door handles. You got a little piece of chrome on the signal indicator. You got a chrome strip down along the door. In the front, you've got these chrome accents along the bottom and through the center of the grille. And when I first showed my wife's picture of the vehicle, she's not really big into chrome, just like I'm not. And she's like, I don't know. I don't really know if I want the chrome. I mean, the TRD Pro would have been pretty awesome, but it doesn't have some stuff that I wanted. But in order to get the interior features that you want, you got to get the Limited and get the chrome. Well, now that we have it, she loves it. She loves the color, she loves the model, everything has been great. She's fallen in love with this vehicle. So there's the factory running boards, and to be honest, for me, if it was my daily vehicle, I wouldn't have them on. I would tear them off. I can easily get in the vehicle, no problem. And to be honest, they only stick out. Like, look how you got to turn your foot sideways, or turn your foot like that, and a lot of times you'd be kicking the bottom of the door panel, of the panel of the vehicle, and scratching it up. So I wouldn't have them on there. So let's go into some interior features. One of the biggest things, because I do drive this, you know, often, obviously not as much as her, but I do drive it, is the memory seats. So you can see, for her, she's not a very big girl, she's pretty small. She's got the seat cranked way up and jacked way up, you know, if you can see from this seat to the passenger seat. So the memory seats, I just hit that down to my position. So that's great. That's one of the features that the Limited has that the other vehicles don't have. So you got two settings. All your power controls are up here. All of the windows are auto up, auto down. You hold them a little bit, they'll go up and they'll go down all the way. You don't have to hold it. Complete full power driver's seat. Coming into the cab, you do have an outdated screen, a little tiny small screen that the display is definitely not crystal clear, that's for sure. The little small screen you have here, looking for a modern updated interior is what you're really looking for, then the 4RUNNER is probably not what you want. But it does everything really well. Like, every turn does something. Every click does something. And the fit and finish of this interior is probably the best I've seen. The gaps are completely identical on both sides. Everything in here, you know, you can tell that it was sort of taken time to be put together. There's really no rattles at all in here. Everything is very sturdy. Like, even the plastic that, you know, yes, it is plastic, but it's sturdy. Like, I have plastics in my $90,000 F-250 that I push on it and it moves, and there's gaps everywhere. This is not like that. Yes, as far as, you know, some modern interiors, this is dated, but it's very, very high quality material. Heated and cooled seats. I find the cooled seats work really good. My wife says that she doesn't really think they work all that great, but I mean, as soon as I put them on, I can feel it in my back. I notice them. I really think that they do a good job, but my wife doesn't really agree with me. Like, my back is getting cool right now. I'm not going to go into too much as far as like interior features and stuff on this and just different stuff in your dash, because if you're looking at a Limited, there's all kinds of videos out there for that. This is more of my experience with it so far after 10,000 miles. In the back though, like I said, me and my father were back here, and my wife and my mother were in the front. And this is where I would sit, and I still have lots of room. Where my wife was sitting was way up there, you've seen it, and there was tons of room. So even if, you know, I'm not a big guy, I'm 5'9", but I sit quite a ways back in my seat, and there's lots of room. And the advantage of the back seat is that this seat actually reclines. So you pull that tab, and you can recline quite a ways back. So you can get pretty comfortable back here, there's no doubt about that. Just pull it, snap it back up in place. In the back, you do have vents, which is great. A lot of vehicles still don't do this. I don't know why they don't do this, but you have vents back here, so that's awesome. And you have your sort of cigarette lighter plug back here. You got two of those. No USB ports. I don't know if the 2020s have it or not. You got your full sunroof here, which tilts and slides forward and back. Like I said, I'm not going to go into features too much. This is a video basically just for my experience with the vehicle so far. You got your backup camera here. This window slides all the way down. which is one of the best features of the vehicle. Everyone loves that feature about the 4Runner. My dogs, I have 2 large dogs. They sit back here, put the window down a bit, and they stick their heads out and they watch the traffic come from behind. Loads of room in here. This was a big reason why we got this vehicle, why I picked this vehicle, is because we do take our dog places. And with the truck, yeah, there's lots of room in the trucks. When you fold the seats up, you got tons of room in the back. But if you happen to have a baby seat, which, funny thing about that, right after I bought this, basically, we pretty much found out that we were pregnant. So if you put a baby seat in here, the dogs can still be back here. Versus the truck, you can't do that. So loads of room back here, loads of room. You got an actual plug in here and another cigarette lighter, 120. Your jack and stuff's in here. When you fold these seats down, you have a crazy amount of room. I think this vehicle, even though it hasn't changed for a very long time, is still one of the best looking vehicles on the road. Hands down. I love this thing. I really do. Yes, it does have its sort of faults. At this price point, there's no reason why these should not be LEDs. They're still halogen light bulbs. They should be LEDs. The interior definitely does need to be updated. You know, the instrument cluster, the LCD, the center display screen, the navigation, it works, but it's dated. But there's no doubt about it. This thing will go forever. It is super reliable. But let's jump in it and go for a little drive, and I'll talk to you about its sort of on-road characteristics. And of course, it still has the old powertrain that is tried and true and bulletproof. Is it efficient? There's vehicles out there that are more efficient. There's no doubt about it. This is a 4-liter V6, 270 horsepower, 278 foot-pound of torque with a 5-speed automatic transmission. It has a locking center diff. 4 high, 4 low. All right guys, so let's go for a little drive and we'll talk about, you know, sort of the most important thing. How does it drive? I actually love how this thing drives. I think, yes, it is body on frame. I drive trucks, like I drive, you know, 250s, 350s, 550s. So I'm used to the feel of a truck. And I love the way that this thing drives. Like, I really do. I don't find it bumpy at all. I don't find it rough. I find that it actually is really smooth. I find that it handles really well on turns, and I don't find that it has much brake dive, which is a lot of things that people sort of fault this vehicle for. I don't really feel that. I don't really notice that at all. I find this vehicle extremely comfortable to drive. Probably the most comfortable vehicle that I've been in, to be honest. I think this is probably the most comfortable vehicle that I've driven. This is the kind of vehicle you can jump in and go for an extremely long road trip and you'd be comfortable the entire time. It's quiet. It's super quiet. Like I said, this interior doesn't have any shakes and rattles. The noise cancellation is really good. There is one rattle or one vibration or something that we heard a couple times this winter on cold days up in the dash on the passenger side, which we're going to get checked out to figure out what it is. It only happened a few times. I don't know what it is, but I'm being completely honest with you here. So we did notice a noise over there. But like I said, just sitting back driving this thing, it's super easy, super comfortable, super quiet. It has enough power. That's another thing that people sort of fault these vehicles for is, you know, they need to update their powertrain. And they will. There's no doubt about it. Toyota will update the powertrain. Hopefully they don't take the aspects out of this thing that this thing has, like the body on frame. I hope they keep this body on frame. I'm actually going to turn around so we're not facing the sun, because that doesn't make for a very good video. So the brakes, really good. Like I said, there's not much brake dive at all. The brakes are very smooth. We just pulled on some gravel here. It's really smooth. So this is the kind of vehicle that that you can use on and off road. There's no doubt about it. Even though, yeah, this is definitely the most on-road 4Runner of them all, you could still definitely use this thing, you know, in some rough situations. Acceleration, my foot's like maybe half into it. It does get up and go. There's no issues there. Fuel mileage is probably another thing that people are questioning, you know, the 4Runner for. And right now, we're averaging 13 liters for every 100 kilometers on this right now. And that is, so far, that is on the last, like, 1,200 kilometers. And my wife does a lot of, most of this is her going back and forth to work. So there's a little bit of highway driving, but a lot of it is stop and go traffic on the way to work there in the morning. So that's not bad at all. If I can get around, so I can get somewhere close between 18 and 20 miles per gallon out of an SUV, I'm okay with that. There's vehicles out there that are better on fuel, no doubt about it, but this is adequate. I have no issues with that whatsoever. Also, as I mentioned, my wife had this vehicle in some snow situations, and the very first time that she came home from driving it in the snow, she said, "I'm so happy you bought that thing. I love it. I love it. I feel so safe in that thing. I absolutely love it." So that is exactly what I bought it for. That's exactly what I bought it for. And now with the baby coming, you know, I can stick her in this, and I know she's good to go. I feel 100% confident. So 10,000 miles later, if I was given the choice to buy this again, would I do it? Yes, absolutely I would. No doubt about it. So that's pretty much it, guys. So far, so good. Haven't done anything to it yet. I did mention the LED lights. I definitely do plan on putting LED headlights on this thing. So stay tuned for that. Nothing really else, I don't think. Definitely continue to run the wheels and the tires that we have. There's no reason to change those. But other than that, that's pretty much it. Definitely put some LED lights on this thing, and that's about it. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Stay tuned. Lots more videos on this coming. I'm definitely going to do an MPG video, and I may even hook up a trailer to this thing. It's rated to tow 5,000 pounds. So I'll definitely do a video of hooking up a trailer and hauling that around somewhere. But for now, guys, that's it. Take care. Stay safe. See you next time. Bye.